How's everybody doing on this Monday? The video clip I just showed before was of me covering the car for hail damage. What a scary day. I'll tell you. I was completely worried. It just missed us. There was, I don't know the tornado sizes, or it was horrible. We haven't seen weather like this in Wisconsin and in cities like Neenah, Menasha, and Appleton, and I've never seen it. I've never seen hail 4 inches. It just missed us. It would have been catastrophic. I think we all feel the same way. All of us, most anybody that would watch my videos, we ain't got that kind of money. Like, I have, what's the coverage? Just the basic coverage on my cheap cars, you know? I got way too much junk. And for the roof and stuff, what am I going to do, you know? And then we're watching the news, and then they keep showing this hail, and they're like, look at the damage it's causing, and blah, 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 and laughing, and ha, 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 and look at the size. That's what they were doing. They're laughing, you know, like, people are sending in their pictures of the hail. And it's like, in what world are we living in where people are happy about something like that? Like, we don't all have enough problems that we need broken windshields and stuff. What are we going to do? Everybody would have to repair it. My heart goes out to all those people out in Neenah and Menasha, and I mean, people lost their whole livelihoods, their houses, and you don't know what people are going through. And these news companies are just fear-mongering first. Every 5 minutes they're showing the hail, but then laughing and saying, send in your pictures of hail. Like, how out of touch with reality are they? Send in your pictures like it's fun. Like, we got so many problems already in this world. I don't think anybody needed that. 90% of people's cars are not fully covered. I mean, it's one thing even if they are, your insurance rates are going to double. Everybody's insurance is going to double, whether or not you got hit with the storm or not out there with all the damage. And we just got lucky. You can see I was nervous. Like, that'll wreck my whole life. Like, I don't know how many of you have any idea how much it is to replace windshields, but even if you do it yourself, which is a really not a fun job. You need specialized tools and everything else to do your windshields and back windows, and it's crazy. It would cost thousands of dollars just to do it yourself. I can't even imagine if you had to get all your stuff done, how many thousands of dollars in damage, and you're talking dents and everything else. And 90% of society is driving around in a $10,000 or less car. They probably don't even have full coverage, and these newscasters are completely out of touch with reality. And it almost made me sick when they're sitting there saying, send in the picture of the damage with like a smile and stuff. It's like, it was that and fear mongering, anything to keep viewers on the channel. And it was like, I was just devastated for the people, because you seen how scared I was about it. But anyway, I'm just updating you. It's been a couple days, so what I've been up to. There hasn't been much I could be up to because of this weather today. And then what else is going on in life? I've been you know how you get, like, I haven't had a project. I have to come up with a project. I had that motor project, the boat project. The boat's pretty much done, unless I want to start doing, like, I don't know. It's just a boat. It's done. It works. It operates exactly as it should on the water, and it's done. I'll have to get out there again. I kind of wore it out, and then then after that, my goal was motorcycle license, and I accomplished that. So now I got to make another goal, because without goals, life kind of becomes pointless in a way, you know, if you don't have a family and stuff. So I have to come up with a new goal. Something, and it's always got to be obtainable. I was thinking about a car, like something I've always wanted again was a Jeep I had in high school, and I think about that a lot. The only problem is in Wisconsin, if I want to get something that's going to last me 20 years, I'm going to have to drive to Arizona or something to get it. And that's a big undertaking. So I don't know if I want to set that as a goal or not, you know. It's a big undertaking to go get something that has no rust and at a reasonable price, because in Arizona, down south, you can find Jeep Wranglers late 90s. I want a 4-liter with a 5-speed. I mean, you can find them for $10,000. Here you're not, even $7,500 maybe. Here you're not going to find anything in that type of condition with under 100,000 miles for under 15, 20 grand. Just because the rarity in a climate like ours with snow and ice and salt, and they're notorious for rust. I had one. You know, they got their open frames and everything, and everybody leaves the windows down. Like, they don't even have windows, half of them. You know, they just pull the doors off, and they always rusted out and rotted out. They're notorious for that. So finding one that was garage kept and blah, blah, blah. That was kind of a goal I thought I'd set. Because there's just nothing like it. I won't go all the way into it. Unless you've had a Jeep Wrangler, you probably don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It's just, there's a lot of negatives to it, like gas mileage and stuff like that. And tires you're always replacing and stuff. But enjoyability, it's, you know, the times you can drive it, it's really enjoyable. It's almost as nice as a motorcycle, because you can just, you're right out in the open. Oh, what else is going on in my life? So I've been watching like this, I've been studying these Nancy Guthrie cases, and I was also kind of stuck inside, so I've been doing that. And then I was looking at court cases and stuff like that, and just seeing what's going on and with the news, and same as everybody else. What do you do? What do we do in life? We just make our own interests. But I got really involved there with the fishing. Then I got super involved with the motorcycle, because I was driving every day, because the more you practice, the better. And I've been driving for almost 20 years. On and off. So, but you get a lot better when you drive, even after 20 years. I drove it over 20 years. I drove motorcycles all the time, but nothing like I was doing. I think I put on 2,500 miles in the last 2 months. Driving up to my dad's and back all the time was 100 miles each way. I did that how many times? 10 times. And you almost become, you really grow with the motorcycle if you're riding it that much. It's a completely different experience than when you're just riding around town and then parking it. You start riding it for hours at a time, it's a whole different ball game. So I got really involved in that to take up a lot of my time. I was doing that almost every chance I could get when I wasn't working on stuff. Finding cars now that are going to make you money is becoming almost impossible. Even the family stuff, word of mouth and stuff, is coming to an end. It's because shops are so expensive to operate. Car lots are so, everything's raising the value of cars. It's almost impossible to find something for $1,500 that needs a little bit of work or a transmission, and you can make $2 or $3 grand. It's almost become impossible. The amount of work to find one, you could just have a job. I mean, I used to pick them up all the time. It used to be like, it would take me a day or two. There'd always be a gem here and there or something I knew I could make some money on. And now I'm getting under these cars because I went to look at some of them, and the frames are so rotted out that, and people are so much harder to deal with than they used to be. They don't want you even looking under their cars. Obviously I do, but it's like I said, it's become such a hassle to even go out and check cars out that it's pushing me towards one day here I'm gonna probably have to do something else. I'm probably gonna have to eventually get into replacing transmissions and stuff like that, because those jobs are so expensive now that It's really the only viable option is going to be actually mechanic work. It used to be fun. You operate your own business. You pick up a car here and there, word of mouth. You always had family and friends. And now, even though I've seen some cars through the family, and even that now, there's no way to tell somebody their car's completely rotted out. They don't want to believe you because they were just driving it. People don't understand. The last one I looked at that we had over here was completely rotted out. I should have took pictures. I mean, just the frame was just rotted right through. Because everything else now is new. There's no in between now. There's no car in between I can find. They're all junk. People drove them now, like the 2005, 8, 10. Well, after 2010, they got the cars, are such junk that they drive them for 12 years, turn them in, they're completely trash, and they get a new one. There's no the old days where you get a Pontiac Grand Am, Grand Prix, or a Chevy Cavalier, and you're just driving the death out of it, and it's still got an extra 50,000 miles on it that you can get out of it, or 100,000. It ain't like that anymore. I'm seeing cars from 2010, 12, 14 that have 300,000 miles already. You're not seeing stuff that doesn't have 250,000 miles. Everybody's driving the shit out of them. I don't know if that's they're going to work. Everybody's got jobs that are further away than they used to be, and it's not like the old days in the 90s and early 2000s where people worked down the road from their house and took a vacation once in a while and their cars were maintained properly. Now they just beat the hell out of them. It's true. Go look at your speedometer or odometer and tell me how many miles you got. Probably 200,000. It's rare to even. It used to be like, oh, it's rare to see a car with under 100,000 or 110,000 or something like that back in the day, the late 90s. Now it's rare to find one under 200. Just to find one under 200,000. So people are really using and abusing their cars way more than they ever have. I mean, that must just be the world we're in. I don't know, but. And it's just they all got ticks. They all got problems that are hidden in them that you got to find. They all have stuff that people are smarter and they're better at selling the vehicles too. And they're not as honest as they used to be. A handshake used to mean something in the late 90s, early 2000s. Handshake doesn't mean anything anymore. People will go out of their way to hide problems. And there was always people like that, but the deals were there. I don't know how I got off on that tangent. But yeah, horrible storms here in Wisconsin. I'm praying for them too. I really do have empathy for them because I was out there. I know the feeling, the gut-wrenching feeling. You're helpless. My dad called and he was at the hospital, and he was actually there for his girlfriend, so he actually had to be there. And they said they were parking in the. They had people driving there parking in the. They parked in the whole. Where you're not even supposed to park, right down the driving path and everything. People were pulling their cars in because we're in a society where nobody's got the kind of money they need to have full coverage on all their vehicles. So everybody was scared and they're parking in all the parking ramps, all the hospitals, I don't blame them, but I couldn't even get in there. He told me there's no spots left anywhere in town. People were smart enough. I thought about even pulling it into the car wash, and then I was like, well, whatever, I'll cover it with blankets and pray. That's what I did, and I got lucky. We got lucky here. But I don't remember, people keep saying, oh, there's always been extreme weather. Listen, I'm middle-aged, and I don't ever remember seeing 3 and 4 inch hail and tornadoes ripping whole cities apart like it did today, ever. It was very, very rare. I don't think I've seen hail a handful of times my whole life until the last. Just this year, we've had 2 or 3 hailstorms causing damage in our city alone. I've never seen that. I don't know how people are always like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's there's always been weather. Yeah, there's always been hurricanes in Florida on coasts. I don't ever remember heat waves like this. When we used to have heat waves like this, when we were young kids going to high school or young kids, they'd shut the city down when it was 105 degrees, 101 degrees. Like, it was a whole ordeal. Like, Now they're just like, oh, it's just another day at 100 degrees. I'm not one to say that it's all global warming or it has to do with our technology and all that stuff and that pollution. Even though pollution is horrible, I'm not one to believe all that. I mean, it is what it is. I can't deny pollution, but is that what's causing it? It really could be super cycles of 1,000 years changes. There's been times on Earth where it was extremely hot. There's been times it's been extremely cold, and it flips. So I can't say it isn't that. I'm just saying we're living in a time that's crazy. It's scary. You never know when you're going to lose your house. You never know when you're going to lose your house. Today was a scary situation. It really was. Because it's out of your control. That's what makes things so scary. Everything else in life I try to stay in control of. If you're like me, you know, you try to be in control of everything that happens to you. I'm always trying to be in control. So that was the news in Wisconsin today. I'm very thankful that I avoided that. And because you just can't even imagine the damage. You've seen the roofs in them pictures, or you go look it up. You just can't even imagine the damage it caused people. The houses will never recover. You'll never get the mold out of them. And the new houses have spray insulation that cannot have water in it. It'll get trapped in its pores, and it'll rot and mold for the eternity. When a house has a roof ripped off, even a piece like that, and water soaked damage inside, you'll never ever get it out, ever. They'll never contain it. You might think you have it under control. I've seen it. I used to do mold removal. You'll never control it. One little couple spores and a little bit of trapped moisture, and you got yourself a full-blown destruction that's waiting to come back out after a couple months. You'll never ever get rid of it. They'll have to tear the house down and rebuild. So you're talking, who knows how many millions and millions and millions, if it's not going to reach $1 billion in damage. I don't know. But I was gut-wrenching. I was just sitting there staring out the window, and the color of the sky was just heart-wrenching. So that was my day today. Man, I got toolboxes everywhere from cleaning out that garage. I got a big old toolbox here. I cleaned it all out. I got a toolbox there, tool cart. I have 2 more toolboxes in the garage. It's hard as a mechanic, on a lighter note here, to say no to stuff. Look at this. Just if I just do one little thing to show you, and this ain't even all of them. Look at this. That's just 4 staple guns. That's just right here. That's just one, just to give you an idea of what it's like. How do you pick up a staple gun, right? You pick up a staple gun, and then you use it and it works. How does the mechanic throw it away? Or just whatever. I donate it to somebody if they needed a staple gun, but how do you throw it away? Stuff like that. I mean, I got 2 water spray bottles right here that I'll never use them. Like, you just start looking like, I have starters because I know it works. I don't even know what car this was off. I have a starter. I have no idea what car that even came off of. I've got a starter. I've got a working alternator. I've got a compressor that I'm pretty sure I can clean out if I need to. I have 6 Sawzalls. Here's another toolbox. I've got an extra rim for my motorcycle. Car batteries. My buddy Jason gave me this fish finder that needs a sonar. Like, how do you throw stuff away when you're a mechanic? Because you're always like, oh, I might need that. And you might need it one day. So then all of a sudden it just starts getting out of control. And it starts taking over your whole area, and next thing you know, like, it's starting to push back into it's crazy. I feel bad for whoever gets all my stuff when I die, because what are they going to do with it all, you know? I've got wax rings. One day I'll use it. One day. So, I just wanted to make a video and kind of keep you guys up to date. Just keep the channel going. for people that enjoy my seeing what I got in life. Don't even tell me. I don't even know how many of these I got. Toe straps. Craziness. Thanks for watching.